Hey guys, welcome back. I guess I am feeling a little bit, this is the last episode I'm going to do, and it's funny that, I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable today. I guess I do kind of have to find a topic where I can get every topic. Some topics aren't good for me, and I have to pick a topic that's, gonna be good. Can I buy beans from this guy? I have so much money. I need more than one. Let's buy one more. What? 20 rupees. I had a note about the book that I'm reading, Joseph Campbell, Hero with a Thousand Faces. I'm still reading it. I'm not as into it as I hoped I would be, but it's still interesting. And I guess I thought it was funny that I got to the point in the book called, there's a point in a hero's journey where the hero gets to the belly of the whale, and I'm like, oh, in Zelda, in Ocarina of Time, you get swallowed by a whale, I think, right? And I'm almost at that point, but I don't think I'll get there today. It would have been funny if I talked about that during when I was actually at that point in the game. I don't know if this game really follows a hero's journey exactly, but you do get swallowed by a whale. Oh yeah, I remember that. You can get a special sword, but I'm not gonna do that. I think there's a frog thing you can do here. I'm not gonna do that. I did want to say one more quick thing about streaming that I had mentioned yesterday. I kind of mentioned this before, but I think it's important to confront this thing that I have, this problem I have talking to people online. This might not be a charismatic topic for me, or maybe I don't know. I should talk about it either way. It's important for me to deal with this. I know what to do. I have to do. I've always had this weird problem talking to people. I think it's left, right, no. Is it right, left, up? Right, left, right. No. How do I not know Zelda's lullaby? Left, up, right, left, up, right. Every time I talk to somebody online, I have this weird reaction this person isn't worth my time. This person is not smart. This person is weird. I've always had this problem, and I guess it kind of goes away the more I talk to the person. But I guess it's part of the reason why I never really interact with people online. I'm like, oh, this guy's probably a weirdo or something. It's hard to seem smart by just I don't know. Everybody seems kind of, whenever you comment or talk online, everybody, how are you supposed to talk about quantum physics or something? What do I expect people to be talking about? They're just hey, what's up? And I'm like, this guy's weird. but I have that reaction, and I've always had this problem of like I don't want to associate with weird people. I don't want to, because I guess I don't want other people to be like, well, you're with this guy and he's weird, so you must be weird, and I don't like you because of it. That's probably why I never had any friends in high school. I was afraid to be friends with people who I might have thought were weird, or oh, do I have to do it again? That was part of it. I mean, part of it was just like, it's always hard for me. It's like left, up, right, or something. right, up, left. Right, up, left. Right, up, left. How do I not? I know up is the middle one. So left, up, right. Okay. Like, I don't know, I guess when I was in high school, I should have been friends with like the kind of weirder, nerdier people. I guess part of me was like, well, I'm not smart enough to be friends with the nerdy kids. They're so smart, and I'm like, what am I gonna have in common with them? And then obviously I wasn't gonna be with anybody cool, so who's left? But like, the weirdos, they're my people. I'm a weirdo, so I need to be able to not like be resistant to talk to people who might be awkward, because like I'm awkward. I don't know why. I guess I don't want to admit that. Like, maybe if I just don't associate with these people, then I can ignore that part of me that's weird and but those are my people. I don't really remember. Am I supposed to play him a song or something? I guess that's it. But I still have a hard time with it. Okay, yeah, I might just wander around for the next 8 minutes, but... I think when you're an adult, he like freezes and you have to unfreeze him, but I don't remember what you have to do here to push him out of the way. Maybe Navi will tell me if I wander around. I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about the belly of the whale stuff. I don't really have anything too crazy to talk about. Just want to mention it because I'm reading through the book. I always leave it for last because I'm like, this is probably the least interesting thing for people. It seems like those are the episodes that nobody really watches, which is fine, but I still want to talk about it. I posted a video today that I think where I talked about it and nobody really watched it. I mean, I don't really care about that kind of stuff, but... So, I like how the book kind of just breaks it down sequentially, so it's like... There's the belly of the whale is one of the... Oops. In the hero's journey, belly of the whale is the part of the story where... How did he explain it? He's like... It's the point where... So I mentioned crossing thresholds before, which is like where the character goes from the known world into the unknown. In the unknown world is like the interesting part of the story where like the character learns about humanity or themselves, or where they get a power and then they bring it back to us, and that's what the story teaches us. I don't think there's anything here I can get. Do I need that? Maybe I should go back to the Kakariko and do some stuff there. Like, maybe I can get the new rupee bag or something. So the belly of the whale, instead of conquering the power of the threshold, the hero appears to die and is swallowed into the unknown. It's obviously in the Jonah story, he gets eaten by the whale. I know I mentioned this before, but that's like, I think that's like in the Matrix where Neo gets swallowed into he takes the red pill or the blue pill or whichever one, and he goes into he wakes up, which is why I guess that's an interesting take on the belly of the whale, because he's like leaving the dream. It's kind of like an inversion of what Joseph Campbell talked about, because he's kind of leaving the dream world and going into the real world. Usually it's the opposite. You leave the real world and go into the dream world, and then you come back to the real world. But that's not really what happens in the Matrix. He leaves his dream and goes into the real world. I really like the Matrix, but I always think about that. So I guess I like that movie as an example. It's a good way to picture crossing a threshold, because there's like a literal threshold point where he's like getting swallowed by the mirror. And then he wakes up. That's a moment in the story where it's like, oh, this is for real. Like this feels important. This is like crazy what's happening. That's an important, I think that's the most important part of the story, pretty much. Like that first crossing threshold where you go from your normal life, and then you're like, this is what the story's going to be about. This is everything. Like the Matrix is a good example, because imagine if Neo takes the pill where he goes to sleep and he wakes up and he doesn't remember anything. I guess you could make an interesting story out of that, but the fact that he chooses to go into the belly of the whale makes it a story. Otherwise, he goes back to his old life, and then there's no story there. I wanted to see how many Skulltulas I needed. I forget which building it is. I remember I heard somebody say you're supposed to call them Skulltulas, like tarantulas. Oh, here's one. I don't know how many I have. I don't think I have that many. Oh, well, I'm just gonna shoot him. I guess this is the last thing I'll do today. I think that's where it is. I do notice that whenever I talk, there are points where I have to focus on the words I'm saying, otherwise I'll kind of slur them together. So it's good to enunciate. I'm learning how to do that. I guess if you don't talk that much, then there's a guy in the middle who you talk to, I think. This is fine. I'm not freaking out. Okay, look for them. No, I think if I would have gotten it already, he would be healed. One of the guys would be healed, like this guy over here. Yar! I'm a cursed pirate. I'm a spider pirate. Yeah, I guess I don't have enough. How many do I have? It's gotta be at least 10. Yeah. Oh, good thing I saved. That would have been annoying. I gotta remember. These modern games spoil you. Like, you don't have to remember to save. But that used to be a thing. I definitely remember, like in Harvest Moon, forgetting to save, and then it's like, I gotta do all that stuff all over again. Or like the battery. If you're playing on a Game Boy, like the battery would run out. And you'd forget to save. No, I forgot. It's funny how annoying that was, because it's like, well, you're still playing the game, so why do you hate it? But it's like, you had made all this progress and now you have to just do the same thing over again. So that's annoying. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boo-doo, boo-doo, boop, boop, boo-doo, boop, boo-doo, boop, boop. That stupid house theme is always stuck in my head. Boom, 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 boom. I guess that's it for today. I've been liking streaming. I guess I keep worrying, like, well, people have been watching me now. They're probably gonna get sick of me. It's hard for me to believe that anybody would ever like listening to me talk. But I don't want to, it's not, I don't like saying that, because then it forces whoever's listening to be like, no, we love hearing you talk. It's, I don't want to force anybody to say that, but it's hard for me to believe that it's true without somebody saying it. Even though it's like, people are watching, so they must be enjoying it somehow. Maybe I think they like want to get something out of it, like they watch me so that I'll watch them. The people in this game are like horrifying monsters. God. I forget what you have to do here. Okay, I guess I'll end there. So I'm gonna be streaming more, I guess, at least twice a week, and then I guess I'll go back to doing, after I finish Star Wars, I'll do Stardew Valley. I hope people can get something out of it. I don't know. Okay. I don't think I have anything else to say. But whenever I end for the week, I'm always like hesitant to end before. Like, what if you forget to say something? Because otherwise I could just say it 5 minutes from now. But now it's going to be on a whole week. But I hope you have a good day. I don't feel like I did great this week, but I always say that, so. Someday I'll figure out what I'm supposed to do. But I guess it wasn't today. Okay. See you tomorrow.